So I recently got a question from one of you all asking me, how do I send wholesale real estate contracts over to the title company? And how does all of that process work? And so in today's video, I'm going to share my screen with you all, show you all how to send contracts over to the title company, how to write up an email that's effective, that gets the title company's attention, and just how to work and schedule that closing with your title company. So congrats, you got a contract signed, and hopefully you have your cash buyer now. You have the assignment on contract signed between you and the cash buyer and things of that nature. So before we go on, be sure to like this video, comment down below if you have any other questions, and I usually respond down below in the comments. But if you have any other questions that you actually want me to make a video about, I could do that too. And make sure you subscribe. All right, so first thing first is that when you're getting your contract signed, is that some people like to do it in person. So if you're wholesaling around your city, going in person, having that contract over to the seller and just having them sign the contract, boom. And you can take it back with you, and you can either just go directly to the title company. That's one way to send it directly to the title company. And you can let them know what's going on, and things of that nature. And usually I wait until I have my cash buyer in place so I can have both contracts in place, because if they have that one contract, they can't really start the process of closing on that property until they have both in place. They can start doing some title research and things of that nature, but actually being able to close on that property, they need an end buyer if you're not the end buyer. And so once you have your cash buyer in place and your seller has signed, you can go in person. So that's just a very simple way, one way to do it. But most people don't go in person to send that contract into their title company. Some people are virtually wholesaling, and even in my own town, Harley just dropped off the contracts at my title company. And so this is the way that you should do it. And before we go there, I want to talk about signing, having your contract signed by your seller or even your cash buyer. You can use DocuSign. I do have a video on how to use DocuSign to fill out your contract and to have your seller sign your contract using DocuSign. Make sure you check out that video. I'll probably make an updated video on that soon. But with that software, you just upload. You can use different apps. There's different apps on Apple Store and Android that you can just take a picture of your contract, and it puts it in a PDF file, and you can email that over to yourself, and then you can actually email that over to your title company, or if you haven't had the seller sign it yet, you can upload it to DocuSign, and you can sign it on DocuSign, or you can sign it since it's right in front of you, or you can email it over to your cash buyer or your seller and have them sign electronically. And yeah, and doing that, it's better if I show you. And so I do have video. I'll put a link somewhere on this video, just showing you all how to do that, but I'll also make an updated one. So once you have that signed, this is how you should send over your contract to the title company. So I'm going to share my screen with you all and show you that right now. All right, right here I have a just mock-up purchase and sales agreement. Now I do have copies of contracts that you all can take a look at. I believe I have it on different videos, links. I'll try to remember to put a link down below. But this is a simple one-page purchase and sales agreement that I used. I actually used it recently, and I started using this back in 2019, and I still use it in 2023. And so it's still binding. Just closed on a property in October of this year using this contract. And this was actually not for a wholesale deal, but actually for a purchase. And so here it is right here. Now, if you're signing this, you actually have an assignment clause on here. This one doesn't, for some reason. I don't know why, but this is your agreement. So all you have to do, like, this is Google Drive. You can email this, or you can, what I usually do, I download a PDF version or a Microsoft Word version. So usually PDF. And then I go over to my email, and then subject, I'll write in like something like purchase and sales agreement. and then I'll put the property address 123 Main Street. Or if I have both, I know I spelled agreement wrong, I'll put like purchase agreement or contracts, or I'll put something like contracts. Contracts signed 123 Main Street. And then, you know, obviously you have your email if you have a title-friendly title company. And the way to find title-friendly title companies is essentially just Google searching it and calling each number on Google Maps that they give you around your area or the area that you're wholesaling, and just saying, hey, just being polite and asking them, hey, how do you all do assignments on contracts? Cool. No, you don't. Cool. Move on to the next one. You'll find one that has that. And the faster way I would say is just talk to another wholesaler in that town and say, who do you close with? If they're closing with a title company, obviously they do assignments on contracts. So that's how I would find mine. And so from here, what I like to do, I like to just, you know, hello. Let's just say Anne is her name, or his name, Michael or something. I say attached. So obviously I would, you know, drag and drop, or just, you know, attach the file, the PDF that I downloaded. And I would say attach is the purchase agreement and the assignment. So I put both assignment on contract, and that's the assignment contract is between you and the cash buyer. That's for property. And then you put 123 Main. All right, and then you can put like keep me updated on the title. Keep me updated on the title search, because that's usually the first step. Keep me updated on the title search, something like that along that line. And then I also like to leave with a question, so that kind of confirms to me that they read an email and they got the email. I said, what is your timeline to closing on it? What is your timeline on closing this property, or like when's the nearest closing date, that if the title company comes clear and everything is good, when do you think we can close on this property? And so if you go along those lines of things, you can most likely get a response from them. If you haven't heard from them, you can either email them back. Like if you haven't heard from them in like, I'll say 3-4 days, email them back, call them back. Hey, did you get my email? Did you get these contracts? And then they should be able to email you back or call you back. Or if you're talking to them over the phone, they will be like, oh, let me look. Oh, I see it. Okay, we'll start it. You know, and it's all like, bro, I gave you this long time ago. And so this is how I would send my contracts to the title company. One way, probably the easiest way, is to just do it in person, drop it in front of them. But I do prefer email because there's a trail, and they may even require you to email it to them just so they can have a paper trail to look back at. And a lot of these title companies, they're getting more advanced with technology. So I know the property I just recently closed on, they have a portal that you send documents in, and they have like a timeline showing each step, like, oh, we got the title search done. Okay, now this is the scheduled closing date. Okay, now we got this, now we got that. And so just making sure you look at all of that is important when you're trying to set up a closing date. And things of that nature. So hope you all enjoyed this video. It's a very practical, straight to the point video on how to send contracts to the title company. Hope this helps you all along your journey in wholesaling real estate.